Now, as I mentioned to you all, we have a full show today. And we're going to kick it off at the top of this hour and chat with Maria. Now, for those that may not know, and I'm sure it's just a few, Maria Tornberg is a former model, but a celebrity photographer. So let me just say, Maria, welcome to the afternoon drive, lady.
Thank you so much. Hi, Freda. How you doing? So happy to be here.
I am doing very well, and I'm really, this is just an honor to have you with us today. And I was so excited the more I was learning about your career and all the things that you have done, and I felt like I just wanted to share it with the world.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
But before we get started, I heard that you're coming to Atlanta, and if you are coming, why and when?
All right. Yes, I am coming to Atlanta the 2nd of December for a week, so 2nd till the 9th of December. And I'm coming in because, the entertainment industry in Atlanta is really exciting right now, and it's growing really fast. And I've received a lot of offers from agencies and actors and other companies to fly in and shoot headshots and lifestyle portraits. So that's why I'm coming in.
That's wonderful, and it's amazing that you're saying that because even just today alone, Ludacris, a lot of the celebrities, they have homes in every state, but Ludacris is actually from Atlanta, and he is actually out in the community right now at one of the schools talking with students about violence, him and several other people. But yes, you are spot on when you say that Atlanta is really the new Hollywood, or the Hollywood of the South, is what they say. So this is the, not just the city, but the state to be in. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Look, I'm looking forward to you coming.
Well, I can't wait to meet with you. I want to do your portrait.
Oh, hey, don't be surprised. I'm like, can I get on your schedule?
Of course.
Well, that's good. Now, let me ask you this question. Now, you are a former model and actress, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, how did you get started?
Well, I was born and raised in Sweden. I don't know if you can hear my accent, but I was born and raised in Sweden in a little town, and my dream was always to come to America and study acting and film and directing, and that was always my dream. And then when I became a teenager, about 15 years old, people started to tell me that you should be a model, and I saw this ad in a fashion magazine, and it was a modeling contest. And my mother took some photos. It's sort of that traditional story. I sent some photos in, and I was in the contest, and then I won a contract to go to Paris to go modeling for the summer. And so I ended up moving there on my own when I was 15, and then I also worked in Milan, in Hamburg, in Barcelona, and finally I decided to go to New York and study drama and film at the Lee Strasberg Institute. And then I did acting and theater, and I landed a part in the movie Super Troopers. I don't know if you heard of that. That movie became really big, and then I ended up moving to Los Angeles and proceeded to direct 2 award-winning films and work as an actress.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. Okay, so what was it like being a model? Once you got into it, because there are a lot of ladies and men that are still trying to get there, and it's hard, it's difficult for whatever reason. But what was it like for you to be a model, and a professional model at that?
Well, I was really, really young. I was a teenager, and now when I work with 15-year-old girls, I realized, oh my God, I was that age, I was that young, and I was out on my own in the world. And today, when I look back, I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I learned a lot. I learned about fashion and photography, and I got to travel and see the world, and I had to learn different languages, and I became very independent. So the experience was really wonderful, as in it made me who I am today, and it introduced me to the world of photography. But it was a really difficult journey as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it was at age 15. But again, one thing, Maria, that I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter what you have experienced in your life, and that's the good and the not so good. It helps to mold us into the people that we are today. And with that being said, though, what would you say one of your hardest things about modeling that you had to deal with?
Well, the actual job being a model and posing in front of the camera is fun and not hard at all, but the industry was really difficult, very cruel. I mean, first of all, I was exposed to a lot of dangers. I was working and traveling on my own as a teenager in Europe in the 90s. I was really unprotected. I think that I was very lucky that I survived. It was a world where there was a lot of drugs around and a lot of older men in power. And, both photographers and agents were very predatorial. And I just wasn't able to handle that kind of pressure. It was very difficult to try to manage on my own. And the other thing that is hard is what I think a lot of girls are experiencing today. It's really hard to be objectified and judged. The acting business is very much the same way. And, you are young and you're trying to find your way in life. You are dealing with hormones and, being told that you were too fat and too this and too that. And, kind of being told that you're not good enough for who you are when you're that young is really difficult because you're trying to figure out who you are, and then you're not good enough the way you are, but then also they're telling you who you should be. So it's almost like a form of brainwashing, and I feel like that is a lot of the girls today are dealing with the same thing, not just models and actors, but also I think the media in general is kind of brainwashing young girls to tell them that they have to be a certain way, they have to look a certain way. And we're really trying to work with young girls today and tell them that, you are enough the way you are. And it's a really, really important job to sort of mold girls and tell them that, or guide them to, let them know that they're okay the way they are and they don't have to be somebody else or follow some sort of mold or idea of who they should be.
Yeah. Well, how did you get into photography?
Well, I was, I've always done photography for fun, but I was surrounded by photographers and filmmakers my whole life, and after I directed a couple of films myself, and it was a natural progression for me to just sort of jump behind the camera. I mean, photography was something that I could do every single day on my own without relying on a team, and, I just loved it. I got an amazing camera. I started to shoot short films and portraits, and people just started to respond to my photography and started to hire me, and I just found myself having a career and working full-time. So now I'm really able to combine all my skills as a former model, an actress, and a director in my photography career.
Yeah. Okay, so you, with your photography, you take pictures of individuals. Do you also, something that interests me, because it's so relaxing to the mind, people take photos of, like, trees and birds and flowers and animals. Do you ever do things like that as well? Do you encompass all of it, or do you have one focus area?
Well, I think I see beauty in everything in life, but what I really love is to work with people and have that connection. And I almost feel like the camera is almost like a bridge between souls. It's just a tool. It's not really about the camera. It's about the connection. And I think when you're behind the camera, it's a little bit more of freedom for the subject that I'm photographing to feel just free to be him or herself, because there's a camera that I'm sort of hiding behind, but yet it's a one-on-one connection, and that's what I really love.
Okay.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
No, I work with a lot of actors. I worked with a lot of actors. I see myself as more than a photographer because I have developed my headshot style for several years now, working closely with agents and casting directors in Los Angeles. And so I'm more or less helping actors develop their brands. But not only actors, I also help anyone who needs great visual content for their personal or commercial brand, which is basically everyone. Nowadays, image is everything. So I really help to create images for people's brands and businesses and websites. And I do portraits, headshots, lifestyle photos, and also videos. But not only for actors,
you can do it all.
Also for real estate agents and fashion brands, etc. But I really like to work with people and help them develop their brand. And I work with a lot of actors, like I said, in Los Angeles. And right now I am very passionate about working with younger girls who want to break into the acting industry and guide them and help them through the jungle of this industry and teach them about the business, and so that they can take control of their own careers. And
that's wonderful. Well, I'm going to tell you, that's really, really wonderful. And, especially with our youth today, they need that leadership. So even though you've worked with some of everyone and many adults, I'm happy to hear when you and other people say that they're doing something, they're going to also focus on the youth or on the younger adults that want to be in the same industry in which they are in, meaning like you have been a professional model, now celebrity photographer, and that's a wonderful thing. So you are a role model for many. Maria, how can people reach you?
Well, they can go to tornbergphotography.com. That is TORNBERG, photography.com. And then I have tornbergheadshots.com as well. And I'm on Facebook, Tornberg Photography, and also Maria Tornberg. And I'm also launching this new program called Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves. And it is for girls under 18. And as you said, I really agree with you that I think that when you grow up and you've gone through life and hard experiences, and your purpose in life is to give back and to help younger people and teach them the lessons that you've learned. And so that is what I see is my purpose as well through my photography. And so on my website, Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves, is going to be launched in a couple of days. So you can go to that at sistersaredoingitforthemselves.com.
Okay, well, I'm going to definitely check that out, and I'm going to encourage everyone that's listening across the United States to do the same. Thank you so much for joining us today, Maria, and we wish you much success. And personally, I want you to stay in contact. And if there's anything that I can do in support of what you're doing, even more so when it comes to our youth, I'm your girl.
Thank you so much. It's so good
yes,
to
absolutely.
talk to you. And
so, when you get here in Atlanta in December, I look forward to us meeting face to face and just kind of catching up and just to see what we can do, and what I can do to help enhance what you are doing. So with that being said, again, thank you for calling in and being a part of the afternoon drive today.
Thank you so much, Freda. It was a pleasure.